Anybody have any idea where we are? Classroom 203. Fantastic. We, unbeknownst to us, got bumped from our Hall of Fame downstairs, but for a good reason, with everything going on down there. So we're happy to get up here to room 203 and still have our luncheon. You know, the show must go on. That's kind of the story of daily life in college athletics. There's always something, and there's always something we'll fight through. And you know what? The sun always comes up the next day, right? So, hey, thank you for making the trek up here. Hope it wasn't too inconvenient for anybody, but glad to be inside, out of the wind, in the heat. This certainly could be a lot worse situation for sure. So, we're glad to be here. Hey, thank you very much to our friends at Subway for providing the food today. Subway always does a fantastic job for us. The food's always fresh. It's always good. I notice when we have sandwich days, we tend to have more people in our luncheon. So Subway's doing something right, that's for sure. What's going on recently? Well, certainly women's basketball season has come to an end. We had a very, very tough loss on the road. Played a great game on the road against the #1 seed in the tournament. And unfortunately, it just didn't come together for us at the end. But I don't know about you guys, I was extremely proud to see our young ladies out there representing us so well and putting their heart on the line and going and giving it their all on the road against the #1 seed. That was fantastic. It was great to watch them all season long. I continue to beat the drum on our upcoming golf tournaments. We have the Mines Masters going on down in Arizona on April 7th. We have the alumni tournament going on here in town at the golf club at Red Rock on April 20th. We've got the community golf classic set up also here in town at Arrowhead Country Club on June 4th. And then we also have one more golf tournament. That'll be in Douglas, Wyoming on June 30th. That's the Travis Roy Memorial. And our golf coach will tell us a little bit about it today. So he's here today to tell us a little. For all of those tournaments, registration websites can be found through hardrockclub.org, and very soon the Travis Roy website will be up and running also. So any of those tournaments that you're interested in, you can get more information through hardrockclub.org. You can register, you can donate, you can sign up for the dinner only. Anything you want to do in relation to those tournaments, you can do through the website, hardrockclub.org. What's ahead of us? We've got men's and women's track and field launching into their outdoor season coming up here. March 16th and 17th, which is a Friday and Saturday, they are at the Quillard Classic down at the University of Colorado. Then subsequently, March 22nd through 24th, that's a Thursday through Saturday, they're at Black Hill State. So if you can get over and support the Hardrockers up in Spearfish, that would be appreciated. And then our home meet will be on Saturday, April 14th, here on campus at O'Hara Stadium. That is also known as the Bauer Invitational. So please come out and shout for our young men and women representing the Hardrockers on Saturday, April 14th here at home. Then we've also got our alumni weekend and spring football game, the weekend of April 20th and 21st. That's a Friday, Saturday. That Friday is the alumni golf tournament out at Red Rock. And that Saturday we'll have our spring football game, and we'll have a gathering that evening at Murphy's Pub. So without further ado, let's bring up some people that you're really here to hear from. Let's start off with Ty Roy, our head golf coach. Thank you, sir.
Greetings. Everybody's doing well today. Lunch sounds yummy. As Kevin said, my name is Ty Roy, and I came in mid to late August, took over our men's golf program here at School of Mines, and could not be happier to be here in this role. So excited for our future, and excited for all the things we've got going on, of which I'm going to share some of that with you now. So just to give you an idea of kind of where we're at going into the spring, this is actually our actual conference season. We do have a fall season as well, but spring is actually our conference season. And so we'll be playing in 3 events this spring. Currently we have 6 players. We are adding some more players, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But we're led by our senior captain, Isaac Bleak. He's going to kind of lead our team this spring. We've got one of our young men's actually on co-op this semester, so that brought us down to 5. So we're fielding a team, but a little challenged on the depth right now. So, but this will be a good spring for these guys to come through themselves. So, our first meet's actually the Yellow Jacket Invitational. It's up at Montana State University in Billings. That's March 25th through the 27th. Be a good tournament to get up there, weather pending, but to kind of get our feet wet for the spring and get started. So then we turn around after that. We're actually going to go to the Dickinson State Invitational up in Medora, North Dakota. Again, weather pending. But pretty excited about that tournament because it's actually up at the Bully Pulpit, which is the top 100 public course in the country. So good opportunity for our young folks to get some experience on a fantastic facility. So after that, then we head to our RMAC Conference Championship, which is actually going to be down in Chandler, Arizona. It's down in Ocotillo. Fantastic place. We'll be down there from April 21st to the 24th. We're going to actually go down a day early and spend some more time down there, get an extra practice round in, and get our players ready. So pretty excited about that. Just a good chance to get our kids out and get them some experience this spring. So going forward, we've got some really exciting things going on. We're doing some, I'm going to call it a rebuild, but it's more just trying to add some more depth to our programming. So we've been blessed. We've actually have 6 verbal commits for next year. We're really excited about that. We've got a couple of fine young scholar athletes out of Colorado that are coming up. We got a really talented athletic young man who our basketball coach will probably have their eyes on because he's 6'7", but we're going to try to keep him in the golf program. So, very athletic young man out of Iowa. We're excited to have him as well. And then we got a really talented young man out of Montana coming. And then kind of a fun surprise near the end here, we were able to add 2 players to our roster that are going to really add some depth for us as well. So pretty exciting. That'll get us up to 11 or 12 players for next year. Really add some depth to our program. Increase our level of competition in-house as well. Challenge some of our current players and bring on some new talent. So lots of positive things happening from that front. I've also been helping out doing some recruiting for our women's program. We've got, it looks like, a couple of possible recruits that are verbally committed for next year. And then we're working, we'd like to get that program up hopefully to 10 or 12 players as well. So we're a little late in the game on that just because our young ladies actually make decisions quicker than our young men. So they're, most of them are already committed, and so we're a little bit more involved, but we're gonna do our best and get some more players in. So as far as some other things, and Kevin kind of mentioned the Travis Roy Memorial, we are earlier in December actually we announced the Travis Roy Memorial Endowment, and that's actually going to be to support our men's and women's golf programs. So our goal, we've been blessed to get, we already have a 6-figure donation for that. We also got another 5-figure donation. So we're off on the right track. It's our goal is to raise $2.5 million over 5 years, and that should hopefully fund plenty of scholarship opportunities for young men and women equally. So the golf tournament Kevin mentioned, that's actually going to be kind of our kickoff for getting this whole endowment started, and we're going to do it in Douglas, Wyoming. That's kind of our home turf and where it all started. So we're gonna actually have the tournament there. We have a lot of connections there, a lot of family connections and stuff like that. So we're gonna do a scramble format tournament. It'll be an afternoon on Saturday, June 30th, Douglas Golf Club. Then we're also gonna follow it up with an awards and fundraising dinner as well. So lots of positive things happening. We're really excited for the future, and hopefully we can keep moving in the right direction and keep building our teams up. So get our women's team built up as well, and help bring up our overall level of competition. That's really our goal. So we can be a little bit more consistent long term. So that's kind of the gist of everything happening. Sorry if I was a little long-winded, but anybody have any questions about our programs? Kind of what we have going on?
How did the team do in the conference last year?
Last year we struggled a bit. We lost, unfortunately, we lost a few players to grades, which it's a strenuous academic program here, and so we did lose a few to grades. We lost a few to graduation, and sometimes that happens as you're recruiting, and so we have some definite room for improvement.
Is it RMAC conference?
It is the RMAC conference, yes, sir. So, and as a newcomer coming into the RMAC conference, one of the things that I'm very pleased with, and being a former PGA professional, the RMAC conference is very talented young men and women playing golf. And when you try to compare them to Division I think the only thing we might be lacking is the overall depth through the conference. But you take some of the top players, and we have young men winning golf tournaments, shooting 7, 8 under par over a golf tournament. We actually we went down to Durango for our fall preview, 7,000 feet, late September. We had a 2-hour snow delay around. One of the teams from our conference, as a team, was 6 under par through the first 18 holes. So the competition's there, and so that's a feather in our cap as well, or makes it a little easier when it comes to recruiting as well, because we can provide them with some great opportunities and some very deep fields and some great competition. So, what else? Yes, ma'am.
I don't know you at all.
Would you like me to tell you a little bit about myself? Because I can do that. So, again, my name is Ty Roy. I'm actually an old Wyoming ranch boy, 5th generation. So, my wife's a healthcare executive, so I'm lucky. I get to be a golf coach. That's always a good thing. So, prior career, I was actually coming out of college. I was a PGA golf professional. I was a working golf professional. So, I did the country club tours and worked hard and played a lot of golf as well. Then we started a family and realized that being a golf professional might not be as conducive to a relationship as my wife may have liked. So, we started having kids. We're blessed. We have 2 children. Our son's actually a sophomore here at School of Mines, very bright young man. And then our daughter graduates in May. And so she wants to be an education major, so she's going to go to that evil empire down the road and shall remain unnamed. So we moved here. We kind of followed my wife's career. So we actually were in Alaska. We were in Anchorage, Alaska for the last 5 years. She was a big part of a big healthcare organization up there. And then we were lucky enough that Regional Health recruited her. And I was secretly behind closed doors going, that's really close to Wyoming. Come on, honey, take one for the team. So we moved back. Yeah, we came back, and we're just really happy to be here. Really.
Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Does your son play golf then?
From that perspective, I may be a failure. Pretty much. Neither one of my children actually play golf.
Really?
So, yeah, just, I can't come up with a good reason for you at this point. Then, opportunities were there, but, and then we lived in Alaska for the last 5 years. Very short golf season. Very short golf season. So it was beautiful up there, but a lot of other things besides golf going on. So, Mr. Price, sir.
Ty, for people who don't know Travis or don't know his story, could you give a quick synopsis of that and how that has led into the endowment?
Absolutely. So my brother actually went here as a mines alum from '92, industrial engineering, and he golf was always one of his passions. He loved golf. He was very passionate about golf, and so at that time we didn't have a golf course. Thank you, Captain.
So I'm here to tell you about Sorry, man, I didn't mean to get you. from here and unfortunately passed away from brain cancer in 2003. And flashing forward, when Ty and his wife moved back to town, his neighbor is somebody who works on our athletic staff, Brian Hardy. And the golf position was open, and Brian encouraged him, hey, if you're interested, you ought to put your name in, and the whole bit. And lo and behold, was it your brother's birthday?
Yeah.
On Ty's brother's birthday, he accepted the job as head golf coach here. So how about that? And then very quickly, it was on his heart to start an endowment in his brother's memory that would not only benefit the golf program, but benefit young men and women who have a heart to be in STEM and to do something with their lives. Great. And putting them in a position to do that now where they can be the best golfer they can be. They can come out with one of the best degrees, not only in the country, but in the world. Ty and his family are really starting something very special. And from that standpoint, I can't think of a better person to be honoring for that person, that endowment to be in memorial of. So, bravo, man.
Sorry. I'm the baby in the family, if you can't tell.
Ty and I have become pretty good friends, so we're always giving it to each other pretty good. And I didn't know whether he was faking a tear on me to get me or if he was really getting there. But that tells you how much he loves his brother. So, bravo, man. You should also know I'm a golf nut, so I'm entirely happy to have Ty, somebody with his passion for our golf programs, helping move things forward. He's got a lot of great vision and a lot of great ideas coming forward. All 4 of my kids play golf, so I think I did it right. We got it going. And the best one's my daughter. She's awesome. She could care less about it. She could pick up a driver without having touched it for a year and hit it 225 down the middle of the fairway right away. It drives me insane, but I love it. Yes, sir, Carter.
Does your brother have an award named after him over in the coal industry for safety?
As a matter of fact, he did.
Can I tell a story?
Absolutely. Please do.
It's a Hardrocker story. Who remembers Rihanna Roberson that was on our volleyball team? Is Tiffany here?
No,
I saw some head shaking.
Please don't tell me I'm the only one in the room, but she played libero. Nobody worked harder than Rihanna. So she went over and was working, and they have these competitions where they have like rescue team competitions for the industry.
Yeah, for mine safety.
And so Rihanna was on her team from Green River, from Solvay Chemical, and she was on the team. And what I heard from third parties was people were saying you have to come to this competition to watch Rihanna because she outworks the guys at the competition. And at the end of the competition, she has received your brother's the award that was named after your brother.
Yeah.
And I don't know anybody really understood the connection there, but it was so cool.
Thank you for sharing that. There is actually and we found out later, but they did do a plaque. There's a memorial plaque on the wall at the mine, and he led their mine rescue safety teams, and then he was their safety engineer as well. So
Very cool.
So when we say it starts at mines, that's the truth. Boy, I'll tell you what, if you are not proud to be a part of this school in one way, shape, or form, you should be. I'll tell you what, since I've been here almost on a weekly basis, if not a daily basis, man, things happen that just pull my heartstrings in a good way. So go Rockers. Next up, we're going to transition to women's basketball. We're going to get a wrap up of the women's basketball season. Coach Ryan Larsen, please come on up.
Coach Roy, don't feel bad, man.
Yeah.
1 week ago, after our game Tuesday, that was me. All right. In front of 11 young ladies looking at me like, what? I didn't know he had a heart. But, Coach Roy, I'm with Kevin. I can't wait to play golf with Coach Roy this summer. If it was nice out right now, no snow, I'd still be playing this 70-mile wind, I tell you that. But, great story. Seems like I haven't been up here for a couple of weeks, and I don't want to go too far back into where we left off last time I was here. We did have an opportunity to move up from 8th place in the conference standings our last conference weekend, going to Regis and then finishing off at Chadron. Unfortunately, played a good game at Regis. Regis played a fantastic game. They played as well as they had in a long time. That's just not my words. That was coming from their coaching staff after the game. They played extremely well. They kind of followed it up suit. They won the first round game against Colorado Mines. They moved on to the Final Four in the RMAC tournament. So they were playing good basketball. We didn't quite have our A game that night. Defensively, we were pretty solid. Did a great job against the two of their guards, who I thought were some of the better guards, tandem-wise, in the league. We did a much better job of guarding them. If you remember the first time that we played them, months ago, those two really hurt us. They I think that 24 and 20 between combined, the two of them. So they really did a number on us. We did a great job of guarding those guards against them that second time. Unfortunately, they just really went at us in the post and they scored well there. We just weren't able to overcome that, unfortunately. The following night at Chadron, boy, that was one of those games where, I can really tell you, we played a much better game than what the final scorecard showed. We were good offensively. We had some mental breakdowns that defensively that I'm going to attribute to just mental fatigue. That basketball's a long season at the college level, really long season. We had some breakdowns, just the minor things, and I talk about it quite a bit. I'll talk about it against our Pueblo game too, where we make one mistake defensively, and teams at this time of year in their offense are going to find a way to make it pay. We had a couple breakdowns there that really led to them scoring above their average, which we can't have this time of year. You can't make those mistakes, and we were mentally fatigued that game. There's no doubt about it. We've got to get better there. That's for certain. There's no excuses there. We certainly have to get better in that department. Offensively, we were pretty good. The unfortunate part, they just made more baskets. We had a lot of good looks from the three-point line. They didn't go in. We had a lot of looks around the basket that we didn't make. We also had some free throws that were very crucial for us that we didn't make as well. And you kind of add up those simple mistakes, and there's a difference right there. A really neat part of that game, though, is we had chances. We certainly did. We practiced a late shot or a late second play. We only practiced it, probably a handful of times throughout the year. And sure enough, we had the opportunity to run it. And we called the play clock, and we were yelling it out to everybody on the bench, clock. And we had the right personnel in the game. Anna Haugen throws an absolute dart to right where it's supposed to be. Krista Showalter jumps up, taps it to Cooper Courtney. Coop takes one dribble, and I'm doing my usual thing, kind of running down the sideline. I'm watching it. It hits the rim twice, and boy, it just rolls off. And that would have been the game winner. But just to be able to execute that, I think is a really neat scenario for us right there. Not a lot of teams get that opportunity, and not a lot of teams can execute it, at that situation. Very unfortunate. That was the one time this year that we had gone on the road and got swept. That was something I was really kind of hanging my hat on this year. That hey, we haven't been swept on the road this year. We haven't been swept at home. That was a nice little feather in our cap too. And unfortunately, the last weekend we ended up getting beat twice on the road. The good thing is that we did our work early. Last year we had to win that game to get into the conference playoffs. Well, this year we got our work done early, where I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but we were locked in already at that point to get into that 8th spot. If we could have won a couple more, along the way, we could have easily slid up to 6th spot, 7th spot, and that would have been, very beneficial to us. There's no doubt about it. And quite frankly, we had been 8th last year. I wanted a higher seed. There's no doubt about it. It's just been nice for our program to move up one extra spot from the previous year. And then on top of it, to be the 8th seed and play the #1 team, Pueblo, a team that we probably just don't match up the best with out of any team in the league as far as their size and their physicality. That's the team that we don't match up the best with, unfortunately. But I tell you what, for those of you that had a chance to watch that basketball game, now we were fantastic. We were really good. And you add everything into it. You travel to Regis, you travel to Chadron. The men go double overtime. We go overtime. We get back late. We take Sunday off. We have an hour practice Monday. It's basically kind of just a shoot around type practice to, is a quick turnaround to play Tuesday. It's a practice to introduce. Okay, here's Pueblo again. This is what they do offensively. This is what they do defensively. This is what we have to do better this time around and to play them better. And we certainly did. We played them much better. The first time we played them, it wasn't much of a basketball game. They kind of had their way with us on either end. Defensively, they really ran us off the arc, and we weren't able to score. Defensively, we had a lot of breakdowns. They were able to play big and get the ball inside of the post. We didn't double well. We didn't guard one of their better players, who I think is probably, Molly Rohr. You're familiar with her. Megan was one of our players for the past 4 years. Megan's little sister has been the MVP of the league the last 2 years. Molly's a really good player, but the kid that really gives us the most issues is Anderson, and then I can't even pronounce her last name, Coach. Who am I talking about? Cunningham. Anderson Cunningham. Yeah, two really good players that make Molly a fantastic player. But the Anderson kid, boy, she's just a dynamic player. And even though she had 25 points against us, I still thought we guarded her really, really well. Really, really well. She earned every basket she made. The nice thing is we guarded them so much better. We doubled Molly really, really well. She had a hard time scoring against us, but they were prepared for us. They knew that we were going to double Molly. They knew. They kicked out. They passed. They made us in hard scramble situations where, we were in scramble mode. They would find the open shooter every time, and kind of the unfortunate part, the Anderson kid, who had 25, she was the open kid every single time. And they made 7 threes, and she had 5 of them. Okay, credit to them. They made the right plays. There's no doubt about it. Tie basketball game at halftime. All right, we had a kind of not a great first quarter. We kind of felt our way through it. Our second quarter was fantastic. Tied it up, and then it was pretty much a one-possession game throughout until midway through the fourth quarter, where again the Anderson kid had a number of open looks that she made us pay. There again, I was talking about that kind of shattering game. All right, we just a small mistake here or there defensively. In this situation, we were kind of late on our double teams to Molly Rohr, and she was able to kick out nice and clean, and the ball was really, really moving fast, and so that's hard for us to recover. Now, if we go down there and double on time the way we're supposed to, then she can kind of throw a lofty-loopy pass, then we have time to recover out to their shooters. So there it is. There's just the small mistakes that you have to be good at the end of February to win playoff basketball. Okay, and that's where we need to get better. There's no doubt about it. Overall, I'm very mixed emotions this time of year. This is a hard time for any kind of coach when you come off your season. You're kind of, I'm kind of in the tank a little bit. The tank is, the word I like to use as, just bummed out, basically. Proud of our season, very happy. Wish we were still playing. I'm going to miss going to practice with the kids. Now all I have to do is go recruiting and kind of sit in my office and think about what we got to do to get better. All right, that's the important part. I make a feeble attempt to grow a beard this time of year and grow my hair out and all that. And you just, like I said, you kind of go in the tank a little bit. But for the past week now, I've been really, just kind of wondering, boy, we had a really nice season. I'm proud of what we did. But then, yesterday having some conversations with people, and one person, in particular, he told me he summed it up very well for, what we faced this year, all right, losing half of our post depth.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. You're not bothering me. Losing half our post depth, reinventing ourselves. And if you look at the stats, our stats, every single one of the categories, we're much improved. Scoring, to defense, to assists, our turnovers were way down. Last year our turnovers were such an issue for us, even though our assist numbers were really good. We turned it over at a high rate. We pretty much flipped those stats, assist to turnover ratio on it was just under 5. Okay, 5 assists. or plus minus in assist to turnover ratio. That's a huge increase. So our stats overall are really, really improved. So deep down inside, yeah, I'm very, very happy and know that we improved from last year. And that's my goal every single year. All right, get this program better every year, and we certainly did that. Was there an opportunity to move up in the standings? Yeah, there was. There was. Big problem with that was the league was better this year. The league was much, much better. That's a good thing. Again, we got 3 teams in the national tournament. Pueblo, Black Hills State, and Metro are playing the national tournament this weekend. So that's just more incentive for us. All right, how do we get better? Where do we get better? A lot of it, starts right here with me. All right, I got to get better in a lot of situations. Then our kids have to get better. A couple of weeks. Obviously, spring break, we're taking this week off, we're going to give them next week off, and then we're starting right back into individual workouts. And that is such a big key of it. All right, yeah, it's a team game, but individually, you have to improve every single year. Yeah, and that's what we're really stressing right now this spring. I was crunching the numbers this morning. We're going to return 84% of our scoring from last year. That's a really good sign, really good sign. We return 86% of our rebound. That's a really good sign. I think we're returning 82% of our minutes played. That's a really good sign. Probably the lowest figure of all of the stats that I added up, assists. Krista Showalter, we're really going to miss that young lady just because she is such a floor general. All right, she's the definition of a true point guard. She knows, if we run a set and there's 4 options, scoring options out of this set, she knows every single one of them. Okay, that's something that we're going to have to improve on for next year. I think we're only going to return about 65% of our assists. Okay, that's something concerning for me. There's no doubt about it. So our kids really have to improve on our passing, and that's something that's going to start right here with me. We got to teach them better of where our scoring opportunities are. But yeah, the future is bright. There's no doubt about it. Am I bummed? I'm not. I've made myself perfectly clear. I wish we were still playing. I thought we had an opportunity to make a nice little run. Matter of fact, I thought we played Pueblo as good as anybody did in the RMAC tournament. They got after read us pretty good. And, the BH game was close, but again, I still thought we played them quite a bit better than Black Hills State did. So I thought we had an opportunity this year to really move up. Disappointing? Yeah. But overall, talking to people that I really trust and appreciate their opinion, I know deep down that we really made strides this year. And from all the stats that I just told you, I think we got a really good indication that the future is pretty bright for us right now. But we just can't rely on that. We can't look at the stats and go, oh boy, we're going to be better. Because you just don't know. Every team is going to improve, right? Every team is going to improve. We know that, and we don't know what type of recruits they're bringing in. If it's going to be a Division I transfer or another, Vivian Gray, Fort Lewis, that unicorn. Holy cow! We just don't know who's going to bring in what. So it starts with us in a couple weeks of getting better right away for next year, and I'm very, very excited about it. I'm looking forward to getting in the gym again with these kids in the spring, getting better. And hopefully that carries into next year for sure. Yeah, I got to thank Coach Baumlander again for just the leaps and bounds that she made from last year to this year is just incredible. And that shows in our program as well. The biggest thing with her is just her coaching on the floor, in practice, working with our posts every single day, helping them become better players. Again, our recruiting it's been at a level that we haven't had here in my 5 years, and that's all credit to her. Coach Richter is a fantastic asset to us. He's just a very, very intelligent basketball mind, and kind of that peer to me. Being similar in age and also being a guy. All right, that helps. All right, it certainly helps having another male on your staff who can tell you, you better watch yourself here. All right, you need to talk to this young lady a little differently. You need to handle this one differently. That type of stuff. It's just a great asset for me to have around. Christina Burke is the best trainer I've been around. She did a great job of Again, we've been a little different this year. Normally, we get injured at the end of the year. This year, we got injured early, and she kept those kids healthy all year long. And another person I got to thank for that is Coach Talcott. Coach Miguez was fantastic for us, but Coach Talcott, our strength coach, has taken us to another level as far as one, injury prevention and keeping our kids in great shape and strong throughout the year. So we got a tremendous team around us of people helping our women's basketball program. Again, big thanks to, I said this last year, but Anita and Tiffany and Joel, you know, when you have that, when you play Saturday night and you got to get on a bus Monday, all right, there's a lot of work that goes into that, and those guys really helped us out there. So, fantastic season. Every day that kicks off the calendar for us, you know, the more I appreciate just what we were able to accomplish and in the direction that we're headed. You know, if I'm saying the same thing next year, that we were in A spot, I probably did something wrong as a head coach. We need to move up in the standings a little bit more because I want to keep playing. You know, all right, I'm done. I'm tired of being eighth. I'm tired of just getting in the first round. I want to keep playing that Final Four and giving ourselves a chance to play this weekend in the national tournament. All right, that's what I'm really striving for right now. You know, I'd kind of like to use the word, I don't know what it is. I don't know if bloodthirsty is politically correct. I don't know, but I'm just really determined and excited and fired up to take this program to another weekend next year. Oh, I rambled there, didn't I? I had a lot to get off my chest, Ty. All right.
I set you up for success.
I appreciate it. Any questions for me? Future to come, Mr. Bloom?
Did you guys set any new records this year by chance?
Oh, great question. Yeah. We did set two, and I bet anybody in here could say what they were. Mr. Mann, you want to take a stab?
3-point attempted?
Yeah.
3-point made.
Yeah, that's it. You didn't have to watch us many times to see that we did that a lot. And you know, I wasn't surprised by the 3-pointers attempted. That didn't shock me one bit. You know, and I guess I wasn't surprised that we broke the record 3-pointers made either. You know what? Boy, we left a lot of them out there too, because we had a lot of good looks at the end of the year that just didn't go in. You know, be perfectly honest with you. You know, and they talk about in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors. You know, not a lot of teams can survive as a jump shooting team. I thought we could have. You know, we certainly did. We ran up good enough stuff down the stretch where, you know, we had enough looks where, boy, I really thought that, you know, if we just made our average a couple of times in these games down the stretch, we would have had a few more wins. You know, that's simply put. You know, we did it pretty well. We ran good stuff this year offensively. Now we do need, as much as I love to shoot threes, and I love threes, all right, we do need to get back to playing a little bit of power basketball where we need a basket where we can just run a set or get a post touch on the right block, left block, where we absolutely need a move. We need to get back to that a little bit more. I do miss that. There was a lot of times this year where I was just really hoping, man, I need to get a touch for a post player right on the block where we can get a nice little post move and hopefully a layup. But that will happen. Hopefully we get healthy here, and we'll bring in some kids. Obviously, it'll be freshmen for us next year that you'll be able to see on the floor that, you know, get us some easy looks again on the basket. But yeah, Brad, I'm glad you brought that up. And other awards, Sammy Stefik and Anna Haugen, very well deserved in honors. They were honorable all mentioned for us this year as sophomores. Very, again, well-deserved honors for those two, Anna Haugen especially. And no slight against Sammy, but you know, Anna played a lot of minutes in the post, and that's not easy work down here. You know, she battled every single night. I think she was top 3 in the league in rebounding for the minutes that she played, and was able to get as many rebounds as she did throughout the year. It's a very impressive stat for her. So, big time kudos to those two. Anything else for me before I wrap it up? Yes.
Our big girl, Hershey,
Yeah, Mercer.
lost a
Yep.
mid-season last 2 years. What's the future?
Well, I can't talk a whole lot about injuries. You know, what I can tell you right now, she is on track to get back on the floor for us. Yeah, excited about that. You know, again, you know, we had a really nice year without her. but no one's going to change my opinion that we're better we're a better team when Missy's on the floor. You know, she can score in the block, she shoots it, and probably her biggest intangible, she's just a really smart basketball player. She's a really good passer, very unselfish, but she just runs good offense. You know, she gets, like I was talking earlier, she knows when to throw a pass at the right time for a scoring opportunity. You know, that's hard to teach, and those kids are hard to find, and we kind of missed that from Missy this year. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, hopefully, as it looks right now, she'll definitely be on the court for us in full go. She was right at that juncture last year where she was still limiting her time coming off that injury when she got hurt. So next year she won't have those concerns. Yeah. Good question. Anything else?
Still recruiting?
Yeah. Studs.
Good answer.
Yeah. I'm a little different there. I am. My philosophy is a little different. I think the school that we're at has a lot to do with that. We're always going to take the best player that we possibly can, regardless of position. You know, we're on some kids that we really like. We really only need to get 1 to 2. All right, possibly 3. You know, our roster looks good as far as position-wise right now. If there is a hole, there is one young lady that we got a really good beat on that we think got a good chance of getting that would help us quite a bit. Very, very pleased with our recruiting class. You know, we were able to sign a post player early, which was a big need for us, and we got committed from a point guard too. That was a big need for us too. So I'm excited about the kids that we got coming in. I think they're talented enough. You'll probably see them on the floor, you know. So I keep playing these young kids, you know. But that's my philosophy. Right or wrong, we're going to put our best players on the floor, and we're going to roll with them. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased with where we're at. Again, all credit to Coach Bondlander in the back for that. No doubt about it. I like that question too. That gets me excited for next year. It does. I wish they were able to come start school so we can start working with them, but we can't, unfortunately.
The rules changed.
Yeah, I know. I'd love those division rules to work with. We'll have rules to work with those kids in the summer. That'd be a blast. I wouldn't be on the golf course as much, but it's all right. I'd take that. Yeah. Anything else? Hey, I appreciate you guys' fandom. I'm going to support, I was going to say, but your support is better than that. Your guys' fandom was outstanding this year. Not just your presence at the luncheons, but we saw it in the gym this year. We did. Years previously, we'd make a big run, get a big win, and the gym was kind of quiet. This year, the King Center and Goodell Gym was rocking and rolling, and that's what it's all about. That's what makes college athletics really, really special. And I know the secret to that is putting a good product on the floor, and we're going to continue to do that. But so you guys keep showing up and cheering these young ladies on. Thank you guys. Support. Appreciate it.
Coach Larsen, thank you, appreciate it. Coach Roy, thank you, appreciate it. Some more thanks to go around. Thank you once again to Subway for providing our food today. They always do an excellent job for us. And Eve Brenneman, thank you twice over for, number one, all of your help stepping in when Sandy retired. Thank you for all of your help throughout the year. Thank you for your help today with our displacement. You know, life happens and the show must go on, and I appreciate you helping us make the show go on. Brad, thank you for everything you do all year long. I appreciate you very much too. Everything you do is high standard, high excellence, and I appreciate you. And I appreciate the people in this room, the people who are watching us. And just like Ryan said with the fandom, we don't have just kind of random supporters here. We have people who know and love and die for this school, and it's fantastic. That's part of what motivates me to do a good job every day. So I love it. Hey, if you love the school that much, you can go on hardrockclub.org and you can give to the cause. All you got to do is click on give and you can give to scholarships. You can also find out more about the Travis Roy Endowment. You can find out more about the golf tournaments that we have going on, hardrockclub.org. The next and last for the year luncheon that we have will be next week on Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. at Buffalo Wild Wings. So we will see you there. Thank you.